And that gave us those straight balls back again. And we come around here and we look at these exits, entries and exits, if you will. I draw a circle here. We'll see where those hands are there, and as they reappear on this side, Rob, you'll see them appear almost nearly in the same spot, which tells me you're tracing a much more stable plane line or direction of your swing, which took out that path that shifted to the right, which started causing those hooks in relation to that club face. And because you flatten this angle out here, you're also going to be able to hit the ball lower, which was another goal. And again, since that club face is working well, we didn't have any shifts out to the right in the plane. We had fairly straight shots, maybe a touch, tad draw, but definitely lowered out, more compression. Definitely just better shots there. When we give a face on, this is the after, Rob. Again, we had to work on, we were checking out your neck tilt. If I drew a line from, whoops, no circle. If I drew a line from, let's say your tailbone about there, Rob, and I drew you up here through about where your spine's going, you'd like to see this tilt of your head or your forehead to be about 90 degrees here, going straight across, in order so that you can leave your spine centered the way it is and rotate around that with a nice full pivot. So if I draw this up here, this would be the chair drill that I gave you, so you put that right up alongside the hip. And make sure you turn your hip inside of that. And I draw a line up here from where, just inside, foot there. Okay, this is the point where you left hip socket, knee socket, and legs should all line up in order for you to post up and turn around. Okay, this line here is going to symbolize the center of Rob's head. So we'll see that, granted, while the head still does move a touch down and up in the swing due to applying leverage through impact, without the head going down a touch, that doesn't allow the right forearm to come in and right wrist come in with enough bend in order to compress the golf ball. So, granted, while it does still move, we want it feeling rotationally centered. Okay, and also another line I'm going to draw on here when we get through it for a sec is right here, which would be low point, Rob, which is a full extension from your shoulder. It's at this point here that all great ball strikers get their left hand underneath that shoulder at or prior to impact. So as we go back, let's see, you turn inside of that nicely, that blue line there. You see that your head has stayed remotely there where we want. Again, once you set your neck tilt right at address, you don't have to worry about this at all anyway. So, and then as we come through, you get posted pretty good on up on your left side. I'd like to see a little bit more weight going over there, Rob. And that'll give the shaft a touch more angle, more in about this range. So as we keep moving forward, oops, not that far. And about this point where the shaft's parallel to the ground, I'd like to see that left arm and right leg all in one line with each other here, going right up there. That gives us a good point of telling us where we have enough, too much, or too little shaft lean. If any point behind that, that club is released more, you're not going to have enough shaft lean. And if you reach that point with too much cocked in your left wrist still, you're going to have too much shaft lean coming through impact. So if we keep on moving through, okay, you'll also see here, you get to it just at or maybe a touch past, Rob. I'd like to see that shaft leaning a touch more forward. And also the pivot work we did, as you get this work around, you'll be able to see when this right shoulder gets to this point, excuse me, that's not what I'm looking for. When it gets to this point, we'll start being allowed to turn more around from the pivot, which will allow this right arm and elbow to have more bend coming into impact, more of this look, okay, rather than that look there of both arms being remotely straight. So now, all in all though, very nice motion here. Just a couple quick fixes that we needed to tweak up, which we've got rid of those hook balls, just working on a little bit of compression and making sure those paths work out good. So what I'm going to do, Rob, is I'm going to run these before and afters one more time, and I'm going to do a little recap.